Alright, this might be a little bit of a weirder video that I never really make, but this is something that I usually tell my friends who are seniors in high school. Um, give them a little bit of advice or anything. So, as a college student myself, so it's a little bit different of a video, but anyways, I'm gonna go basically right into it. Seniors or high school seniors, um, who are graduating, here is my piece of advice that I always give to any one of my friends who are seniors or anything. So, whenever you're going to school, do what you love. Go to school to learn more about what you love to do. Do not worry about the money. Do not worry about any of that. Just do what you love. Because ultimately, the reason why some people switch majors is because they didn't really like it. They didn't really love how they didn't love the fact that they're doing, what they're doing. They didn't love it how hard it is, and they kept looking at the money aspect. Guys and anyone, girls, guys, anybody, go to school, go to college to do something that you truly feel passionate about. I go to school partially for photography, and photography, first of all, it's a very difficult market to get into. It's also, very competitive, and it's, like not the highest paying. I don't make probably 200,000 a year, but you know, I love it though. I absolutely enjoy photography and videography too. As you can tell, making a channel, making videos, I do this for fun. This is all I do. I don't really care about anything more than that. So I do photography just because I enjoy it, and that's the way you guys should too. You guys should think about it as, do you enjoy it? The second thing, you do not need a bachelor's degree. Um, this is probably quite, I don't want to say controversial, but it's it can be a hot take to some people. If you're going in for like engineering or being a doctor, being a lawyer, um, anything really like in that kind of realm, I'd recommend a bachelor's or even a master's or even a doctorate's, even if you really want to, but you don't have to. Or if you're going in for like teaching education, yeah, of course, you probably want a master's, right? And that's good. You should That's something you should have a master's in. Like because that's the only way you're going to be able to get a job. You can't really do anything with certificate or associates. So with that, yes, if you're in one of those kind of realm professions, then yes, I'd recommend getting a bachelor's. But you don't honestly need to get a bachelor's. You don't need to be pressured to go in to a 4-year institution and work hard, spend a ton of money. I think the average right now is like 50,000 a year in tuition. You don't need to spend that much for school. You really don't. I mean, if you're in that profession, then yes, you probably would need to. But like, if you're going into something that's art driven, maybe like if you're going in for what I'm doing, photography, or if you're going in for, let's say, automotive or anything with like working with your hands, or like with um, something about like building something or anything like that, or if you're doing something like that, something that's just not really necessary to have like a full 4-year bachelor's degree, let's go for an associate's. Right now, the market, I mean, even hospitality, even. Right now, the market is switching to only doing, like, it's experience driven now rather than your education proving your background. Right now, it's switching to your experience. So, how are you doing, like, right now? How are you learning all that so that you can work in our company? I mean, I think if you can really save some money, go to a community college, get an associate's, start working your way up, slowly work your way up. You may not become a corporate executive in like 30 days. You know what I mean? Like You work your way up, you learn more experiences, you learn the tricks of the trade, is what people say, and you work your way up slowly. And that's my tip for all you seniors out there. Um, do what you love. Don't whatever you are super passionate about, photography, car stuff. If you like working on cars, go work on cars. If you like making, you know, art with your hands, or if you like to basically, if you like to be an engineer and like creating ideas and making stuff happen and like how things work together, then go for it. Like do what you really love and forget about the money aspect and look at what your aspirations are going to be after. You're going to be ultimately way happier once you finish that degree. You're going to love what you're going to be doing. You're not going to want to change careers potentially unless you get burnt out on it. You're not going to want to change your career. You're not going to change your major. You're just going to absolutely love what you're doing right now in the moment. And you're just going to be more focused on your studies. You're going to be way more focused on what you're doing and what you're going to love to do. And second, just, you don't need to have a bachelor's degree for everything. Like I said, yeah, maybe if you're a doctor, going for a doctor, or you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a teacher, you're going to be an engineer or something, yeah, I'd recommend a bachelor's for that because you're going to need that. You're going to need something like that. But if you're going for something that's just like art or something that's just like super simple or like automotive technology or anything that's like really more experience driven, or hospitality or like anything that's really more experience driven, that is where you probably won't want to go for like an associate's or a certificate because most of the time the employers are only looking for the experience you have. They usually say like 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience or 1 year of experience. They usually say that, and so that way you're well versed. Start off low. You don't have to be working to be the top of the top, best of the best. Start off slow. Start off working at a very small, like little place. Maybe if you're in hospitality, work at a simple Hilton Garden Inn or something. Work on something low, and work your way up. Eventually, you'll work your way up, and you'll be up at making really good money and stuff. The money will always come second, no matter what. The money will always come second. You mentally should always come first, and how you feel about everything. So that was a little bit of a rant, but I just wanted to get that out there to my seniors because I usually tell that to my friends who are seniors, and I just want to let you guys know about that. I usually try that as much because like I said, I go into photography. I don't probably make the most amount of money. I'm not going to probably be making a high paying job, but I want to be able to get by well because there's a difference between living to work or work to live. If you're just doing the work to live part, that is going to be pretty good. Don't be living just to work and work and work and work because your mental health is going to go down. If you're going to have a family, your family is going to be like, where is dad? Oh, dad's up at another conference call again. Or I can't bother my dad. Or I can't bother my mom because she is working all the time. So just do work just because, you love it. And don't try to push yourself too much. You do what you're good at and then perfect what you're good at, And so that's something I would give to my seniors in high school who are graduating or looking for, or even juniors looking for where to go for school. Of course, you're always going to have those reach schools. I had a reach school that was in Nashville, and I did get in, but of course we're going to apply those schools, those reach schools and stuff, but sometimes you don't need to go to the highest of schools. I go to a small community college in Dayton, Ohio. I don't go to a big, big school. I just go to a small school and it's actually giving me the right education I need. I don't pay that much. I only pay for my, my classes and stuff and my supplies. Although my photography class is a little bit more. You're getting that experience out of it, and that's the whole point. So, seniors, just remember, do what you love, and you sometimes don't even need a 4-year degree because right now it's all experience driven. So, yeah, good luck to you guys out there, you seniors who are graduating.